Hello.
We're back. It's been
Back again.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh, we've been doing this for too long.
But so day 5 and our last day was basically just the morning. But every other day was breakfast, either with room service or you went up to a buffet style, which the buffet was massive and had every food under the sun, it felt like. But the last day on the ship, you were assigned to one of the restaurants for breakfast, and we were assigned to 1923.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like an actual formal breakfast for our last day, and it was really good. I just got I don't even know, bacon and eggs or something and a hash brown. Something pretty run-of-the-mill, but tasty. You got some pancakes, I know.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was really good. It was a really good breakfast. But then Kyle had to run back to the room.
Well, I noticed that a lot of people had their luggage with them. And I was like, should we have our luggage with us? Because we did have to
be out of the room by 8:30.
Yeah, we had a deadline by the time by when we needed to be out of our room, and I just didn't want to cut it close. So
our breakfast was pretty early. It was 6:15 or something.
I don't remember.
So it was pretty early, but still, the meals, especially the formal sit down meals, tended to take up a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And then he noticed a lot of people had their luggage with them, and so he's like, I think we can bring it. And she's like, should I go get it? And I was like, yeah. So right before breakfast started, he ran back and got it. And I actually almost ordered for him, but he got back as we were ordering, so he was able to get his own food.
Yeah.
But so he ran back. And then after, we had a kind of emotional goodbye with our wait staff.
Yeah, well, because the wait staff that we had been assigned for the entire cruise waited on us for breakfast. Mm-hmm. And so...
for the last time.
Yeah.
And like I said, they were with us the whole time, and they really took their time getting to know all of us. And they were really cool and so good with all, our boys.
Well, and they were so taken by, Declan and honestly all of our kids, but especially, Declan and Zion. I feel like our waitresses was really all about those kids. Mm-hmm. And they loved her too, so. Yeah,
so we took our time saying our goodbyes. We all actually, physically hugged her goodbye. We were like, bye, we're gonna miss you. And she was so cool. And something really, really cute that I think hopefully is not too forward by saying, but probably made her day, but it definitely made my day, was even Declan initiated giving her a hug.
Oh, yeah.
He was sitting on Daddy's hip, so Daddy was holding him. Mm-hmm. And he was, getting all shy and tucking into Dad and stuff, but then he reaches his arm from around Daddy's head, and he reaches for her with both arms and just reaches and pulls her in and gives her a hug. Mm-hmm. And it was just so cute, and everyone was like, oh!
Including the waitress. She was like, yeah, so that was... Mm-hmm. It was a more emotional goodbye than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I know. With our waitress.
Honestly, I mean, it sounds dumb to say because there's a lot of stuff that we did, and it was a really fun cruise. But I think one of my top things that I enjoyed about the cruise was the wait staff. Mm-hmm. It was it just made it in a lot of ways.
Made it very
really
personal and very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the way they treated the kids, and I feel like they bonded with us and with the kids.
Yeah, they were so good with the kids.
Yeah, so
no matter what craziness or mess or anything that was going on, they were so good with them. Mm-hmm. Not even a hint of irritability at any point whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Not that our kids were being hooligans and crazy and giant messes. They were actually very well behaved.
Yep.
Very, but.
Yep. Well,
but still.
Kind of flashing back just very briefly, I know we're trying to get through this, but so on the second day of our cruise, at lunch, I was walking with the kids, and our waitress was getting lunch too, and so she was walking the other way, and she stopped to talk to us because she recognized us. She's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" We'll see you at dinner tonight, and I'm like,
I know, that's really cool.
I mean, it was only the second day, so we had only met her once, but she recognized us enough that she stopped and
Yeah, they
talk to us for a
really
second.
took the time. Like, they really did. They genuinely took the time to, like, get to know you, get to know your names, kind of what you preferred.
Yep.
Like, enough to where they were, like, giving recommendations on the menu. Like, oh, this thing would be really good for you to eat, and this, and, you know.
Yep.
Like, based off of things that you were ordering and things you might like. Because they really took their time and, like, asked questions about you and got to know you. And it was very, like, personal, and it was cool.
Yeah.
So we had a more emotional goodbye with them than I was expecting.
With our wait staff.
Yes, with our wait staff. But one of our favorite parts of that whole cruise was them, and our kids loved them.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah. So it was
they
cool.
became like a mini family for the week.
Yeah.
Like, it was very cool. And so Declan, like, leaning in and initiating a hug goodbye, this almost 1-year-old, you know, and it just, I think, melted all of our hearts.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
Yeah, so it was really cool getting to spend like our last moments on the cruise with the wait staff. As kind of simpleton as it sounds to say, you know, but
Because after breakfast, it was very straightforward. We just rounded up our stuff and we got off.
Yep.
And getting off the ship was very fast, very smooth. We both expected like a lot of long lines, getting back through customs, getting to the actual parking garage, getting out of the parking garage, like a ton of traffic. None of it. It was so smooth. It was a very well-oiled machine. It was, because you also were allowed to debark in the same fashion that you got on, so you had your set time that you were able to get off the ship, and that time worked out. Like, right as you got out of breakfast, it was basically your time. There wasn't much waiting around, and you just got through everything, all the bag checks and everything, very fast. And we carried our luggage again. We didn't leave it outside of the door, because if you didn't want to carry your luggage, you were supposed to leave it outside of the door the night before for them to take for you, but we were just like, we'll carry it again. So I don't know if that would have made an impact, but we carried our own, so it went very fast. And it was just, like, we didn't have a break in walking, basically, until we got back to the car. Like, it was that smooth.
yeah.
Like, it was very fast getting from off the ship and back to the car. And honestly, getting out of the parking garage, there was zero traffic.
Oh, yeah, we just drove
There was
right
more
out.
traffic
Easy peasy.
going to park, and it wasn't that bad.
By a lot. Yeah.
And the traffic wasn't that bad coming to park.
Right.
But getting off, there was none, zero, none whatsoever.
We didn't have to wait for any other vehicles. We just drove right away.
It was very smooth, very fast, and then we drove home.
Stopped like 5 times.
Oh my gosh, the drive home.
We stopped so many times to go potty. I think Zion even had an
We
accident.
had like 3 accidents,
Yeah.
but
Had a couple accidents
I don't
and
know
stopped
what
many
funked their
times.
monk, but
You said funked the monk.
yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Because it's a phrase that I started saying and you initially hated it and didn't want me to say it anymore.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No.
But that's the first time I've heard you
You've
say
said
funked the monk.
I've said it before, even in your presence.
What? I didn't notice.
Yeah, now that
Anyway.
we're off topic.
Yeah.
But I don't know what messed them up. But
So many potty breaks. It took us like 4 hours to do a 2-hour drive.
yeah, it was crazy. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our cruise.
It was a lot of fun.
So it was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Mom and Vlad for making it possible.
Yeah, seriously, because it would not have happened without them, period. What was your number 1 highlight of the cruise?
Oh man.
To end this video out,
I
we'll
don't
say our
know.
highlights.
I don't even know. There were so many things that were so good about it, but I think you're gonna agree with me on my highlight, which was the Jack diaper dash.
Diaper Dash was my highlight.
Yeah,
Definitely. Like
it
you
was a
said,
blast. It
there
was a lot of
were
fun.
a number of highlights for sure. And I could pick several highlights per day. But if I, gun to my head, had to pick one highlight for the whole cruise, it would have been the Diaper Dash.
Yeah.
I loved that Diaper Dash. It was so fun. Even if Declan hadn't had one, or even if he would have only won his first race, or none of the races or anything, it would have been a blast.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a cool environment. Like, and it's so fun, and it's cute, and it's hysterical, and just, it was great. and then it was like cherry on top that he won not only his first race but the whole thing. And we still, today, anytime he crawls anywhere, we're like, or even not crawling, we're just like, look at him, fastest baby on the ship. Like,
Yeah. Even at church today. I mean, 3 weeks later, at church today, he was crawling on the ground, and Ronan
we're like,
calls him the fastest baby on the ship.
fastest baby on the ship. Yep. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that wraps up our cruise. Hope you enjoy it. I know I will enjoy looking back on this later.
Yep, and we'll be putting out another video very shortly.